All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to our to our day two of our free workshop of 8 weeks of guidance introduction. So remember, this is just what I'm doing here is this is our day two of training to help us to really get into guidance, to help us to understand guidance so much more. And today, so yesterday, if you didn't get to catch it, you can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on Twitter, you can watch it on Facebook, you can watch it on, I don't know if you can watch the replay of the live on Instagram, but you may be able to. But yesterday was all about that foundational work. And today we're going to do a little bit of playing with the energy and really seeing how we translate energy and how we do that. So which clair, are we maybe using more than others? And so that's what we will be doing today. And I'm super excited to be able to do that with all of you, because something that I love, the reason that I do this 8 weeks of guidance course is because I love to teach people about spirit. I love to teach about the truth of who we are and how connected we truly are to our source. It's just, we forget. And so my 8 weeks of guidance course is really designed to help us get past all of those mental blocks that first tell us that you have to be special and you have to be psychic. Well, like I told you yesterday, the big surprise, you're all psychic. Everyone is psychic. Everyone has that ability to tune in to their intuition. Everyone has intuition. It's just our intuition may speak to us in a different way or in a different voice. And, it doesn't have to be the big booming voice that speaks to you from beyond. That's not how spirit works, or at least that's not the way I've seen spirit work. Spirit is gentle and kind and direct, but it speaks, the ego speaks first and loudest. And, the spirit, until we get more accustomed to listening to it, kind of speaks second and soft. And the reason that it speaks soft isn't because the ego is more powerful, not at all. The reason that the spirit speaks soft is because spirit knows it doesn't have to yell at you to get your attention. Now, the ego says, oh, I have to yell, I have to scream, I have to keep their attention, because if I don't keep their attention, that's it, I will fade away. And spirit knows that it is a part of you and that it will never fade away, that it is the essential essence of you. So what I want to talk about today, before we get into the exercise of playing with the energy and seeing how, we can really play with it, is actually talk about that and talk about this aspect of play, because psychic energy is not meant to be in a box. And I know a lot of us have a tendency to kind of put psychic energy into a box. Psychic energy is not meant to be that way. And it's not meant to be this thing that's super duper serious and heavy and, hard to do. That's not what guidance is about. That's not what psychic energy is about. That has nothing to do with it. The moment that psychic energy or psychic work begins to become hard or complex or anything like that, guess what you're working with? You're not working with spirit anymore. Now you're working with your ego. And that's something that we want to definitely pull ourselves and say, you know what? No, I want to realign myself with the truth of who I am, with the spirit within me. That's what I want to do. And so that's something that we have to really keep in mind. It's not serious. It's about playing with the energy, and it's about seeing how the energy interacts with you, because a good majority of the time, we don't do that. We don't get to see how the energy interacts with us. We just kind of like, okay, it has to come and it has to be this certain way. And there's all of these things that we put it into this little box. That's not what we need to do. We need to start playing with the energy first. Then, as we begin to play with that energy, what we're going to notice, what we're going to witness is that the energy starts to speak to us in a way that we can really understand. And that's a lot more fun. So, when I do my Miracle Mindset Monday prescriptions for people, which is a service you can look up if you're interested in what that is, it's on my website. But something that I do is I sit there and, I'm just tuning in. I am attuning my heart to their heart. And I just say, Spirit, what does this person need to know for this week? And some of the funniest things have just popped into my mind. And I'll never forget this one. This one was this person. Uh, oh, I'm so glad you got a chance to catch me. Yay. So this one person, I got a golden hummingbird. And so it came flitting in my imagination and, and it landed on my finger. And you would think like it have a high pitched voice and would speak, like super fun. Instead, it had a very deep voice. And it was just the funniest thing. And basically, the message that the person got was that they just needed to be more joyful to have more fun. And that's why it kind of came that way. And so that's what was so beautiful about it. I didn't try to control it. I didn't have to say, well, it has to be a serious message and it has to be this way. I said, Spirit, what does this person need to know? Show me. And then that's exactly what Spirit did. It just showed me in a way that was fun. That was interesting. Now, does it always come that way, in that fun and interesting way? No. But it does always come in a way that is creative and free, because I'm not sitting there telling Spirit, this is the way it has to come. This is the way that it should be. And if it doesn't come that way, then I can't accept it. I simply allow Spirit to speak to me. There was another really great example of that. When I was first starting, and I don't do a lot of mediumship. That's just not something that I dive into a lot. Does it come through? Sometimes, but not all the time. And I'll never guarantee that for anybody. And I remember doing a reading for someone, and I was, I was doing the cards, I was getting the intuitive messages, and I kept on hearing the song in my head, One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater. And I was like, I am not telling this person One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater. I'm just not going to do it. Now, that's when I was in resistance. That's when I was like, oh, it has to be, super serious, or it has to fit this certain mold. And then finally at the end of the reading, the person had loved the reading. They were like, everything that you said on point, dead on. And I said, I just have to tell you this because it hasn't stopped in my head since we started the session. And I said, I keep on hearing one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. And she, gasps and, covers her mouth. And she's like, oh my God. She goes, and now I know you're real. And I said, I'm sorry. She goes, my grandma always used to call me her little one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. She goes, and you were dead on about everything, everything else. She goes, but right there, that's what has just kind of clenched everything for me, and made me just, I'm going to take all your advice and I'm going to run with it. She goes, because now I know it's really coming, from that other side. And that's what she needed. I didn't know that's what she needed, but Spirit did. And so it gave me that whimsical kind of way of being able to connect with her. And so I also want to give you all just a quick little reminder. You are going to see me like my eyes darting around because I am looking at 3 different cameras to do this live, because I am live here on Facebook, I am live on Instagram, and I'm also live on YouTube. So that's why you'll kind of see my eyes darting around a little bit. So, we have to be willing to play with the energy. We have to be willing to have fun with the energy and let the energy kind of just come to us in the way that Spirit wants us, to access it. Now, there are going to be certain ways in which you probably assimilate energy a little bit better. And those are our clair abilities. And our clair abilities are really nothing more than the enhancement of our own 5 senses. So there is clear sight, which is clairvoyance, claircognizance, which is clear knowing, clear audience, which is clear hearing, clairsentience, which is clear feeling, clear sense, which is literally being able to you have clear smell from spirit, which I've had a couple times. And, I can almost always say it's always been a very pleasant smell. Not always. There have been a couple times where it's kind of been like, ugh, I don't really like this. Clairgustance, which is the ability to clearly taste. And let's see, I think I covered all those. I think so. If I missed one, my apologies. But in our 8 weeks of guidance course, that's actually something that we go into, and we really start to discover how you really get into how you assimilate that energy, how you communicate with spirit on a fundamental level that's good for you, that feels good to you, and that is easy and effortless. Once again, that's a really, really big key, is that working with spirit is full of ease and effortlessness. It's not full of, oh, I have to work at this. And it's so, like I said, the moment we start to feel that is the moment we're starting to go into our ego, and we need to stop, take a breath, and, laugh about it, do something to realign us with the truth of who we are. Because the truth of who we are, it's full of ease, it's full of effortlessness, and it's full of flow. That's what guidance is there to do. Guidance is there to help us through our lives. Now, it doesn't mean that bad things aren't going to happen. It just means now you have a guide who's going to help you through those turbulent times or through those opportunities for growth. I don't really like to say challenges. I like to say, it's an opportunity for growth, because that's what spirit is always giving us, opportunities to grow and opportunities to learn. And so that is, we just let yourself play with the energy. Don't be serious about it. Have fun with it. And don't try to make it anything. Don't try to fit it into a particular box and say it has to be this way or it has to be that way. Let spirit speak to you, because spirit knows you better than you know yourself right now. And it knows the best way that you're going to be able to either follow the guidance or follow, the direction, or give a reading, give guidance to someone else. So now we're going to move on, and let's go ahead and we're going to do some energy exercises. Okay. And this is what's going to be super exciting. It's something that I love to do, which is really just allowing, once again, it just comes back to allowing yourself. Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for sharing. I so appreciate it. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to just I'm just going to be sending out energy to you, and all you have to do, however you're going to feel it. Okay. However that comes to you, however you assimilate that energy, that's it. That's all you're going to do. You don't have to do anything else. Just allow yourself to receive it and allow yourself to just feel how it feels for you. And maybe you feel it as pressure. Maybe you feel it as tingling. Maybe you get hot. Maybe you get cold. I know for the longest time, once again, I love to share these personal parables, because the more and more I share, you can just see, where I've kind of come from in my own study of this. I always used to be like, oh, if the energy is cold, that means it's bad. No, that is not necessarily what it means. It could just mean you need, that cooling energy or that sensation of coolness. And like I said, I remember I was doing an energy healing for someone, and normally like my hands get like super hot, and and that's how I kind of always had said, oh, the energy's flowing because now my hands are super hot, or they turn red or whatever. And with this particular person, my hands were ice cold. And I was like, oh my gosh, is the energy not working? What's happening here? Like getting really like freaked out, being like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to help this person? And I remember starting the process. And I remember as we finished, she was like, oh my gosh, she was like, that energy. She's like, that's exactly what I needed. I just needed something to like calm me down. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said that, she was emotionally very hot. Like she was just angry, upset, frustrated. And she was like, I was so happy to just feel that soothing energy, that cold energy. So once again, You let spirit determine the energy that needs to come to you and how it needs to flow through you. Okay. So, and once again, you can type if you wish how you feel the energy in the comments if you want, or you can go ahead and just keep it to yourself. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's whatever's convenient for you. And so, what we're going to do is I just ask everyone close your eyes. And what we're going to do first is we're going to do a little exercise to help us really get centered in the truth of who we are. And it's super simple, super easy, super quick. And all we have to do, either you can put your hands over your physical heart, or you can just put it over like the center of your heart, or you can even put it over the other side of your heart, or the opposite side of your heart. It's whatever feels comfortable for you. For me, I like to do the center. And so we're just going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it, and then we're just going to let it out the mouth. And again, breathing in, holding it, and then just letting it out. And again, deep breath in, holding it. And now we're going to let the ha sound. And that's really going to help us to relax our bodies, relax our minds, and just center ourselves into our heart space, into that space of receiving, into that space of openness. We've just opened ourselves energetically. Okay. And so just, you can keep your eyes closed. You do not have to open them. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. And what I'm doing is I am just collecting the energy. I'm just asking spirit that, to come through in whatever way it feels everyone would most benefit. It could be maybe you're going to get a little bit of healing from this. Maybe you're going to just get some tingles from this. Maybe you're going to have a breakthrough with this. I don't know what the energy is going to do. All I know is that I'm collecting it. I'm allowing it to flow through me. And in 3, 2, and 1, just sending it out to all of you in just a beautiful wave of energy. Just sending it out to all of you. We're going to do one more little wave here. And just allow yourself to feel that in whatever way feels good for you. And once again, it's not about, ooh, I'm feeling it or I'm not feeling it or this or that. Just allow, don't try to contemplate it. Don't try to figure it out. How do you feel? That's the best way you can really start to get into your guidance. How do I feel right now? As he said, 3, 2, 1. And, did I feel it at 2? Did I feel it at 1? Did I feel it at 3? Did I feel him building it up? What did I feel? Where did I feel it in my body? Where did I even feel it in my body? Or was it more of an energetic experience? And just allow yourself to do that in whatever way. Allow your inner being, the truth of who you are, your spirit, your soul to inform you instead of your logic. When we let our logic inform us, that's when we start to get into trouble, because then we're not coming from it from a feeling place. We're coming at it from a thinking place. And then we're kind of trying to think our way through the energy instead of just feel our way through the energy. So we're going to do just one more burst of energy here, and just allowing ourselves that time to just assimilate it in whatever way. So just go ahead, close your eyes again. If you're going to hear my dog barking in the background. So just go ahead, close your eyes again, and be willing to just allow yourself to tune in to whatever the energy is going to be. And if you need to do that exercise again, where you put your hands over your heart and you take those 3 deep breaths, and on the 3rd breath, you let out the ha sound, feel free to do so. All right. And in three, two, and one, the energy is just being sent to you in whatever way feels good for you. And once again, we're just feeling it. How does this energy feel to you? Don't think about it. Don't let your mind think about it. The first thing that comes to your mind, the first sensation that's there, that maybe there's a vision, maybe there's a color, maybe there's a feeling. Whatever it is, allow that. Okay? Allow that. Don't try to think about it. Remember, psychic energy is supposed to be fun. And that's how we start getting into guidance, by not trying to think about it too much. And so that's actually going to lead us into our talking points for tomorrow. So, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about releasing agenda, because that's a really big one that we have to really look at. We don't realize how much our guidance is held back because we are trying, because we have an agenda, because we're trying to figure something out from, remember, like we talked about yesterday, normally we try to solve a problem from here down, forgetting that from here up, the problem's already solved for us and it's already done. We just forget that. And so tomorrow we're going to be talking about how, what an agenda is, how we have an agenda, and how we can really start releasing that agenda to allow more guidance to come in. But this is the first step to that, which is playing with the energy, not putting it in a box, and allowing it to flow to you and through you in whatever way spirit deems is going to be best for you to understand the energy, or for you to translate the energy to someone else if you want to be doing readings for someone. So if you guys are interested, well, number one, I want to encourage you guys to also keep your journaling up. Remember, yesterday we talked about journaling. That's one of our psychic tools that we can use, is writing down our intuitive hits, whatever they may be. And, writing down the time, the date, and what did I get? What's the guidance that I got? Was it, someone was sad? Is it that I needed to take a different way home? Just what was it? And we write that down, or we type it into our phones. And the more and more we do that, the more and more aware we become of of how spirit is speaking to us, and where spirit is speaking to us most of all. Oh, how interesting. See, and I love that you put that in there with, I love it. I think that is wonderful. So maybe that slight heaviness, and once again, just I could say the way that I would view that would be some grounding. If you're feeling a little bit heavy, if you're feeling still, wonderful. If you're feeling that heaviness, that's probably coming, and it's probably saying, okay, let's be grounded. Let's just kind of dig in here. So, love, love, love that. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And so, I want to invite you guys to continue to keep your journals and keep journaling about it in whatever way, okay, is best for you. So I think that is going to be it for today. So tomorrow, like I said, we're talking about releasing agenda and surrender. And then on day 4, we're going to be talking about tarot and oracle cards. And then on day 5 is actually not really a training day. Day 5 is when I'll be doing my live energetic forecast for April. So I thank you so much for joining me. I thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for sharing this out and giving me feedback as we were doing this. So, and once again, if you didn't catch the live, if you're just joining now, that's totally fine. You can still feel free to leave your comments about how you felt the energy, or if you want to share what you've gotten so far in the way of guidance, you can also share that here on this live, or you can do it on, yesterday's live. It does not matter to me which one you put it on. I just love to see that that you can do it and that you are doing and that there's that commitment to it. So I thank you again for joining me. I thank you for being here. And I will see you all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.